Hello everybody, this is the long-awaited video of the truck that I traded the Ram 2500 for, the 2024 Ram 1500 Longhorn. Let's give it a good review here. As you can hear, it's got a pretty bad sound to it. That's standard exhaust. So let me start out here with the multifunction tailgate. You got your lever on the outside and also the lever on the inside. Let me pop it, unlock it real quick here. So it has the assisted release with the air shocks or whatever that help to let the gate down. So one pull at the center drops the whole gate. There's another lever here which opens half the gate or 2/3 of the gate. And then the other lever is down here to open the other half. The tailgate is very lightweight compared to trucks I've had in the past. It seems to be all fiberglass or something. Got the bed liner, got the tracks inside for cargo. The thing that I'm really disappointed that Ram did, I started researching tonneau cover for this, and when I looked at the truck I realized that this plastic rail is the substitute for what used to be metal that wrapped around. Remember when the box used to be metal all the way up and then the metal would curve just like this here? Well, now all this is plastic all the way up under here. So if you were to get a diamondback cover, you have to actually get special mounting for it now because you cannot mount it to this plastic. That really, I don't know, that really cheapens it in my opinion. I don't know if all the trucks are like that or if this truck is just like that because of the rail option. So that's one of the things I really don't like. This has the sliding rear window. Close the gate up real quick. This also has the footstep down here. You just put your foot on it and kind of pull out towards you. And to be honest, I don't hardly ever use that. Let's go around the side here. These are the not standard wheels, but the wheels that came with this truck. My wife hates these things. And they would probably look a lot better with like a black solid rim or something on it. The gas cap issue is another stupid idea that they've got to always try to save money. You don't even get a cap or anything anymore. All you get is this push button here. So anybody can just pop your door open and siphon gas out anytime they feel like it. The Longhorn has a lot of passenger room in here. I believe for 24 they actually extended the area inside the cabin here. So both seats do fold up. It's got this beautiful mountain leather. I just love the smell of this every time I open the door. As I stated, let's see if I can do this one real quick. This is the under seat storage, and it also has the storage right under there. You can probably put ice in there or put your you know what's in there, pew pew. But I wouldn't leave anything unattended in here of that sort. So it kind of has the Western look with the pockets in the back of the seats. You also have some USB connections up in here. 12 volt right there for plugging in. Vents for the back. This also has a rear seat, heated rear seats. We got the sunroof with it. It's got the filigree pattern on the leather. Let's go around the other side real quick. So, item number 2 that I cannot stand is these mirrors. Every time you shut off the truck and lock it, these mirrors do not fold automatically. I looked everywhere to see if there was an option to do that, and they don't do that. It drives me crazy because every time I get out, I always forget to fold the mirrors. I have to open the door back up and fold them up. You would think they would at least have an option to have it one way or the other at your liking. So that's number 2 that I despise about this truck. I swear some of these engineers don't know what they're doing when they design some of these vehicles. So the Longhorn has glove box down below and one up above. Also have center storage here. This unit slides back and forth, which is another small pain in the butt because sometimes stuff will fall under and you've got to slide this thing back and forth to try to find out where the thing fell down underneath there. It's especially tricky when you're on vacation and you've got stuff in there and you're driving and you're trying to find out which end of the sliding storage it's on. So, but overall, we really love this truck. This also has the automatic folding steps on the side. I'll just take a minute here. There we go. Around to the front. Nice chrome bumper. Beautiful black color. Let's go back to the driver's side here. It's got the power locks with the push button to lock the door right here. And then when you grab the handle, it automatically unlocks when you're getting in. So, item number 3 that I really don't like, and it is a major safety issue, and I can't believe they did this. So, this is the truck that has the e-torque or whatever the heck they call it. But anyway, every time you stop at a stoplight, this truck will shut off and then restart when you're ready to accelerate, when you take your foot off the brake. Well, what we have discovered is you will sit at a stoplight with your foot on the brake, and if you're on a slight grade or something like that, you take your foot off the brake, the truck will roll backward a couple inches. So if somebody was right on your tail or somebody was walking behind you, you're probably going to bump them because the thing will roll backwards before that engine restarts. Really, really stupid. And it's similar to when I had the 2500 when it had the exhaust brake. It's like every time I wanted to use the exhaust brake, you got to turn it on. It's like, why don't you guys have it where it comes on automatically, and if you don't want it, turn it off? It's like just the opposite. This one, the same thing. If you want to not have it auto start at stops or shut off at stops, you have to turn the button off because it's the default as soon as you start the car. I would rather have it so that it defaults not doing that, and then if I wanted to do it, I can do it at my own leisure. Okay? That one really bothers me. So, let's get in real quick here. We have let me shut the door. We have the 12-inch screen. This is number 4 that I hate about this. I have a Toyota Venza. It has an option where you can set it up to where if you're pulling forward into a parking slot, that forward camera will come on automatically and show you how much room you have in front, where you are on the sides. This frickin' truck, this is another really stupid thing. Go to the home button. If I'm pulling into a spot forward, that camera does not go on. There's no option to make it go on. I've looked everywhere, just like with the mirrors. You cannot get the camera to go on automatically. So now I'm pulling into a parking spot. I've got cars on each side. I want to see my clearance. I've got to fumble all over this stinking screen and find out where is my camera system. Oh, here it is. Okay, surround camera in here. But let's say it wasn't set to the surround camera. Now I've got to figure out another button to figure out, oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Sometimes you hit the button, it doesn't change. It's like, how stupid. I've got to sit here and stop in the parking lot while I dig and find the camera to turn it on to park my car. That is idiotic. So that, along with those other items I mentioned, those are probably all the major issues I have with this thing. But like I said, we love the truck. It runs great. It probably gets about 17 miles per gallon. I'll show you right here. That's a combination of city and country driving. When we went on our trip to Missouri with this, we probably got about maybe 21 to 23 on the highway. It was averaging like 16, 15, 16 in the city. But after we got about 2,500 miles on it, it seemed like the gas mileage started to improve a little bit. So, trying to think of what else I could tell you about this. It's got basically all the options you can think of with the radio, the phone call. Let's just see what we got here. Got your media, the Sirius FM. You can hook up your iPhone or Android phone. It's got the USB connections. You can also set it up for different drivers, so the profiles are different depending on who's driving the truck. The comfort, that's another thing that's kind of a pain in the butt, because you have some of it up here, but you don't have all of it. So it's like when my wife drives, she's always like, how do I turn this thing on? Will you do it for me if I'm sitting on the passenger side? Because it's, if you're on the home screen and you're driving and you got to look down and look at all this, it's kind of a pain in the neck to take your eyes off the road and do that. And then let's say you push comfort. Now you got to look through all this and find out which thing you want to look at to switch on. So we'll put on air because it's getting a little bit hot in here right now. there it is. That feels better. This is navigation option. It's a pretty nice situation with that. The map's really nice and clear. You can also navigate by talking to it through the system. We have the phone options. They have all kinds of stuff. This is where you can disable the side steps. I tried that for a while, but I didn't really care for that. I usually leave them so they go in and out automatically all the time. This is the camera option button, but you don't find anything to do with what I said, where you could automatically set it up to come on forward. It'll come on when you put it in reverse, which makes sense, but why the frick not have it come on automatically when you go forward? What's the difference? I mean, if it's only on for a few seconds, does that harm anything? And then just have an option where you can either shut it off, or else have an option where you can turn it on when you do need it. I mean, where it stays on, not where you have to look for the button every time. Then we have the apps. I hardly ever go into this part of the system. I mean, you get all these toys on these things and you end up not using half of it. So back to the 2500. You've seen my reviews on that, where I had the problem with the steering control module and they ended up towing it within the first couple weeks that I owned the vehicle. That had nothing to do with why we got rid of it. I really loved the 2500 with the Cummins engine, but it just wasn't practical for us. If you go traveling, you have to put up with all the bouncing and bumping. And let's say, for instance, our last trip was down in Missouri. There's a gravel road that we take to go to areas where it's rural and to see nature or whatever. And we hit that gravel road and that thing just about bounced us right out of the top of the truck. I mean, it was so rough. And then it's the longer wheelbase on it, so if you decide to go off, let's say there's wooded trail where 4x4s can go through, well, now you got that extra wheelbase and you're trying to go through the woods and there's trees here, there's trees there. You cut it too tight, you're gonna scrape a tree. If the turn is sharp, you can't make it, you're gonna have to back up and redo it because you can't swing it because the wheelbase is long. So that one also had the side steps that were exposed at the bottom. They didn't fold in. So for instance, a certain driver in my family turned a little bit too tight next to a tree and got that side step right up against the tree and caused a little bit of marring to the finish of it. But so getting the 1500, I guess, just for the, I won't say compact, but it's more compact than a 2500, and the ride is much more comfortable. Unless you're like a contractor or something like that, I don't really see the need to move up to a 2500, because you could make the 1500 look just as neat by changing tires, changing rims. You could put a lift kit on it if you want to. So really happy with the truck. It also has the mirror option where it's got the camera system to show what's behind you, or you can switch it back to a regular mirror. All the controls up here for the sliding window, the sliding roof. It's got the SOS button, the assist button. Pretty basic with what you get on any Ram that has the moonroof option. So That's pretty much it. If you want to like shift your gears manually, that's all in the steering wheel here. If you want to talk to it, you actually have to push the phone button, which was kind of different because usually it has a little face with the little lines coming out where the mouth is, so you know which button to push. So I wasn't even sure if this had dictation for a while where you could tell it what you want it to do, but it's within that phone button. So it has all the cruise control options with the warnings for following too close. You can change that option to like 4 different levels depending on when you want it to automatically slow you down. It's also got the lane keep assist. And let's see, just a few more things here. We got the USB plugs here. There's 2 of those. You also have an auxiliary for a pin plug. Down here you've got an automatic charger if your phone is capable of that type of charging. You just lay your phone right in here and it will charge without any wires or anything like that. That button that I was referring to earlier about the automatic shut-off at the stoplights, that's this button right here. The other thing I don't like that Ram does, you see the little orange light come on? Well, sometimes you never know whether the orange light represents it being on or being off, because on certain buttons on the Ram, orange means on, and on other ones, orange means off. So it really gets crazy sometimes with messing with that. So here's the park assist stuff for determining how close you are, behind you, in front of you. See, like this for instance, when it's, you would think when it's on, the lights would be on, but it's just the opposite. When the lights are off, the system is on. It's like, it just makes me crazy. So it has the assist for the tow haul. If you're pulling a trailer, you just push that button and it'll calibrate what the truck needs to do. I believe it changes the ratios a little bit so that it pulls the trailer better. And then it has the limited slip rear end here, 4-wheel drive auto, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. This here thing, I had a 1500 before. I never really liked this. It seemed like the old one I had, I used to be another knob right in here somewhere, and if you were looking at the road and you wanted to figure out like something here, you would always grab this one by mistake or vice versa. I much rather would have like an automatic shifter here, or else one on the column like the old days. I really don't like trying to find the knob if you're wanting to back up or something and you're looking in the mirrors. I don't know, just takes some getting used to, I guess, but I don't really care for that. But it's not a deal breaker. So that's probably about it. This does have another 12 volt plug option right up in here. This one in this case has the lighter connection. Just open this up real quick just to show you one more thing. It's just a shallow thing to put your phone in. The top one opens and then you can flip up the second half. It's got all this crazy mathematical stuff on it. It's very deep. You get quite a bit of stuff in there if you wanted to, but like I said, this thing slides back and forth So if you put something here, it could slide forward and end up way up there, and then you look for it and it's like, where the heck did that thing go? You end up having to slide it back. Well, maybe it's right in here where no matter whether you slide it forward or back, it's sitting right down underneath this part. So it's kind of frustrating. You would think they would have put some kind of a barrier in there, you know, just to stop, so all the stuff on this side stays here and all the stuff on that side stays over there. But once again, they don't think like normal people think when they engineer a vehicle. So every time I buy a truck, I always glance at the other brands, but I always come back to Ram. Other than what that 2500 did to me, the Ram trucks have always been really good to me. Service has been great. Customer service, when you call them, they've been great. They've always come to my side to help me. So I'm sure the other brands are pretty good, but I just like the setup of the Ram's interior. I like the way the seats are fashioned, the leather. I just like the overall style of the Ram truck. And that's why I choose the Ram. So it's been a pretty long review. If you have any questions, comments, just let me know. Please like and subscribe. I hope your day is great. And we will see you on the next video. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.